these palm trees, this unique palma de cera, that is why you come to the Cocora Valley, because you are never gonna get that anywhere else in the entire world. Good morning and welcome to another beautiful day here in Colombia, in the beautiful town of Salento. It is currently in the morning. It is roughly 8 in the morning, and today is a day where I'm going to finally take something off my bucket list. This is a place that I've literally been dreaming about for such a long time. It's the Valle de Cocora. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. It's the place that inspired Encanto, the movie, and it's a place that I literally have dreamed about for coming to for years. Like literally, I've known about this place for years, and I'm so excited to finally cross it off my bucket list today, assuming everything goes to plan. But we're currently in the Salento. What we got to do now is we got to take a jeep over to the valley. So let's go ahead, let's head to the main center. That's where the jeeps depart from, and let's see if we can get some transportation to the valley. The Valle de Cocora? Una persona. We've just gotten our ticket. You just buy it right here at this stop here. 4,500 one way, which means the total is about 9,000 both ways pesos. I thought you'd have to buy them one at a time, but it turns out you buy a round trip. So people assume you're going to be coming back from the Cocora Valley, which is fair, which is a fair assumption. Now we're just waiting for people to come until we have a full jeep, and then we're ready to go. Now in a covered one, which sucks because my head is literally up against it. But let's hope it works. Well, after one failed attempt, we have finally made it to the Cocora Valley. The first car we went on, it just wouldn't start no matter how many times the driver tried. So then we had to go and shift to another Jeep, which managed to work. They literally pack us in there like sardines. Like, I think they wait till 15, 14 people are ready to go, then they stuff all of us on the Jeep and it goes. So just beware, it's gonna be stuffy. If you're claustrophobic, just keep that in mind. But now we are finally here. Along the way, you can literally see the palm trees. They're so tall. I mean, that's what the Cocora Valley is famous for. But we're about to actually go hike in the valley, and I'm really excited. I mean, like I said, this is one of my bucket list items. This is something that I've been dreaming about visiting for so many years. So let's go ahead and let's go buy our entrance ticket. If instead of walking, you want to be lazy and you want to ride a horse, they do have that option available. There's so many different horses that you can choose from. We have officially entered the Cocora Valley. Actually, this whole area is the Cocora Valley, but what people do is the hikes to the viewpoint, and that is where we are right behind me, this entire area. This is all private property actually, so this entire valley is the Cocora Valley, and then different little like owners of the different farms will sort of let people in and see. Of course, this right here is the most popular, but we are officially inside. The cost of the ticket's actually 15,000 pesos. So compared to other attractions in this area, it's a little bit pricier, but also this is the main thing you come to the 𝐒𝐶 cafetero to see. Anyways, this is the main thing you come to Salento to see because of the Valle de Cocora. So of course it's going to cost a little more than the others, but still very affordable. It's a little under $4, so definitely worth it. But you can see right behind me, the palm trees are starting to emerge. Of course, we're going to go hike to get a better view of them, but this is exciting. Like I said, I am just so pumped to see this place. This is something I've been waiting for years to see, and I'm finally seeing the palm trees in this valley. It is truly incredible. Before coming on this trip, I asked a lot of my Colombian friends, what is the most beautiful part of Colombia? And many of them have told me Valle de Cocora, this entire area is some of the most beautiful views you're going to see in your life. And trust me, if you just look behind me, these palm trees are something out of magic. Like, this is literally, if you've watched the movie Encanto, you'll notice that in the movie you've got this villa that's built into these tall palm trees in a valley with palm trees. This is the place that inspired the movie Encanto. These palm trees with these rolling hills, it is truly incredible. And honestly, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Now, this trail roughly takes about 2 hours, and basically what you get to do is you get to see a lot of different viewpoints along the way. The views are truly incredible, and we're actually we're not even close to the viewpoints yet. Once you get to the viewpoints, you really get an insane, incredible view of the entire valley below. Hi, horsey. Hi. Hello. I guess this horse here is just really hungry. He isn't even bothering to talk to me. He's just more busy eating the grass. I guess the grass here must be really delicious if that horse is not even bothered by talking to me at all. After seeing all these horses, you might be thinking, well, there's so many horses, there must be so many horse ride tours going on. And that's absolutely true. You can absolutely get a horse ride tour here in the Valle de Cocora. You can visit the place on horseback instead of walking all the way through. But horses here are not only made for horse riding. There's so many horses here that are just roaming around eating the grass, and that's because a long time ago this place was just a finca. It is still a finca, it's just a farm, it's just a place where animals roam, where you've got cows and horses. Yes, tourism has sort of taken advantage of that. Yes, tourism has used the fact that there are so many horses to make the most of it and have horseback riding as an option here. That's definitely the case. But before tourism really blew up here, these horses were already here. They were already part of the rural life here in the Valle de Cocora. So this sort of tradition of having horses roam around, having cows and everything, it's not just for tourism. It's definitely for the local people as well. That's how they lived. That's how their farming needs were met here in the valley. Finally here at the first viewpoint, El Mirador número uno. Now, these palm trees are beautiful, and what you might be thinking is, well, if they're palm trees, they must be coconuts or something. Now remember, palm trees produce all different types of things. When we were in Turkey, palm trees produced dates, right? In Mexico, palm trees produce coconut, as they do in Indonesia and the Philippines. But these palm trees, these are not any palm trees. Look, right here, I've got one palm tree right here. I don't want to fall, but this palm tree here is a wax palm tree. They call it palma de cera. And that's because they grow really tall, and that's what makes them so special. They're not the same species as the other palm trees that we've seen around the world. This is its own type of palm trees, which is why it's able to grow so incredibly tall. Like I said, the tallest in the entire world. You're not going to find a single palm tree taller than the ones here in the Cocora Valley. But these palm trees, as you can tell, they sort of have different lengths to them. Like, they have little nests on each one. And if you're looking at nests, you might be wondering what bird is actually flying around here. Well, Andean condor that flies around here, and that's the same condor that we've seen in Peru. In Ecuador, it's the same type of condor that stretches all the way into Colombia. And these birds, a lot of them make their homes in the valley here, which is why you'll see actually a lot of them flying around the area. Not only just in the Cocora Valley, but I've even seen them flying in Salento. So you'll definitely see condors when you're around here. But these palm trees, this unique palma de cera, that is why you come to the Cocora Valley. Just from here, you can see how fast those clouds are moving in. So you can only imagine how fast the wind is blowing. The wind is some of the strongest I have experienced. I mean, it's really blowing away a lot of the leaves of the palm, which is a precursor to the rain that will probably follow here in this part of Colombia. we have now officially come to the second viewpoint. Although when you're coming up, this is the first viewpoint, that's the second viewpoint, but when you're coming down, it sort of reverses. And you have this incredible view of the hand, as you can see right behind me. That hand is a great photo spot, but you only get 30 seconds to take a photo. That's what the sign says. You have to follow the rules. Now, I have to say, early when we started this hike, it was sunny, it was warm, it was hot. I could take off my sweater, but now the clouds, I don't know if you can see, have started rolling in from behind there, and now all of a sudden it's very, very windy, and this is when the afternoon rain starts. These clouds will move to Salento and it'll start raining over there as well, which sucks, which really sucks, but that's the Colombian weather here in the 𝐒𝐶 cafetero. It changes from moment to moment. The clouds move so fast, the wind moves so fast, so you never know what the weather is. You gotta be prepared for everything, and well, that's the beauty of the coffee region of Colombia. Bottom, back at the entrance of the hike tour, and you can see there's a cool things. There's like a Cocora sign, and what's interesting, on top of that there's a bird. That bird is the condor, and actually we've seen a few condors flying around here. There really are a lot of condors. They really have protected this area, and I mean, if you're a condor, it's a pretty nice place to stay. There's the classic Jeep, because you know that's how you get around here in the Cocora Valley. That's how you get around in the 𝐒𝐶 cafetero. The Jeep is a classic sign of this region of Colombia, and I'm so glad I finally crushed it off my bucket list. It really is incredible that we've actually finally done it. But with that, we're gonna go ahead, head down, and we're gonna go see if we can get a Jeep back to Salento so that we can continue our tour for the day here in the beautiful 𝐒𝐶 cafetero of Colombia. Just like that, we have arrived back to Salento. Those Jeeps, I didn't realize this, but their name is actually Willies. So you want to take a Willy to get to Cocora Valley, or you want to take a Willy to go to Finlandia. That's officially their name here in the 𝐒𝐶 cafetero. But that is amazing. The Cocora Valley was truly something exceptional, and just keep in mind, if you want to do it on a weekday and go as early as you can. Do it on a weekday because on the weekends, Colombian tourists come, like people who live in Armenia, in Cali, in Medellin. They will come and visit Salento, and they'll visit the Cocora Valley, and then it's super crowded. We were very lucky that we didn't really have that many people. Anyways, I love the Cocora Valley, but the rest of the day we are spending here in Salento. So I've already come to our main square here. This square here is the big square of 𝐻𝐶. As you can see, it's got the same super tall like palm trees. It's got like the same sort of wax palms that we saw in the Cocora Valley. Let's get started exploring all the beauty that Salento has to offer. We are in the middle of the square, but of course there is the beautiful Salento church right behind me, and that obviously is a must-see. So let's go ahead and let's go check out the Salento church. Now, to be fair, the church is nothing special in and of itself. Nice Pueblo-style colonial church in the Colombian countryside. Actually, what I'm shocked by is that it's much shorter than I thought it was. The big thing, the big sort of dome that you see at the top, that's sort of like the symbol of the Salento church, that is actually just a facade. That's just at the front of the church. The inside, once you go deeper inside the church, it's actually really short. And actually, when you see from the drone, you can see that it's just the front part that sort of sticks out. The back is just a tiny little church. So it's like I said, it's a tiny provincial rural church. It's not designed to be a grand big church like the ones in Lima or the ones in Quito or the ones in Bogota. That's not the purpose of it. For me, what I actually really like is once you go on the left side of the church, a little entrance here, there is this beautiful house here that's preserved in the old style. There's actually a religious museum of Salento, and that's where they have preserved preserved. You can see all these old clergy's clothes here. But this here is a house. It's a local house here in Colombia. They preserved it in the original style, just like it would have been many, many years ago. To me, that is incredible. That is much more interesting. You've got the little classic walkways, the pasajes, and then of course, people are still here. There's gardens, so during the day, if you want to get a coffee, it's a perfect place to come and get one because this is so cool. So for me, church is great, but what I prefer actually personally is this entire sort of courtyard area right behind me. That is just if you turn left from the church, right from the inside the church, you turn left, you get into this beautiful courtyard, which is, in my opinion, way more worth it. Now, to be fair, Salento is a pretty small town. There's actually not really that much to do, but if there's one place, one street that you've got to visit, it's this street right here. This is 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊, and it's the street that actually leads up to the viewpoint, which we're not going to climb up because we've already climbed it up twice, actually. Once on the first day we arrived and then once on the second day. We're not going to go up to the viewpoint again, and you guys already have incredible drone shots of the viewpoint anyways. But 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊 is where the hustle and bustle is. This is where you're going to find nice coffee shops, artisanal stores, and there's actually a really cool place inside there that's called Pasaje Real. Pasaje Real is the place where they sell a lot of artisan work. Like they're selling like clothes, magnets, a lot of souvenirs are sold here. Not only is this a lot of artisanal shop, like I said, coffee shops. Remember, we are in the Eje Cafetero. This is where coffee is popular. This is where coffee is king, and coffee is definitely legendary in this part of the country. On weekends, this place gets lively. This place gets full of people walking around. Like right now, you can see there are a lot of people, but it's nowhere near as many people as it is on a weekend. So just keep that in mind. It gets really, really crowded, especially during the day as well. When you've got tourists or day trippers that come visit Salento, this place gets absolutely packed. Well, and just like that, as you can probably tell, the sun has officially set here in Salento. I'm currently back at the Central Park, if you can tell. That is the statue of Simón Bolívar, which is why this place is known as Plaza de Bolívar. But what an incredible... To be fair, Salento, there's a lot of things to do in Salento. Let's be honest here. You can go to a coffee plantation tour. You can go see, like, go up to the viewpoint, go to the Valle de Cocora. But because I'd already done the viewpoint before, and because I'd already done the coffee tour in Finlandia, and because the shopping and everything I also did in Finlandia, it meant that Salento kinda was like a repeat. I mean, the 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿 is great. It's got some great food, got some great stores to buy artisan stuff. Pasaje Real, I love Pasaje Real. The church is also nice, but you have all those things also in Finlandia. So in those ways, Salento and Finlandia are very similar. The reason why people prefer Salento is the Cocora Valley. And I have to say, I think you guys have seen the videos for yourself. Cocora Valley is amazing, it is beautiful, and it lived up to every expectation I had of Cocora Valley. It truly is an incredible place, and like I said, I started off this video by telling you guys, this was a bucket list item for me. This was something that I had dreamed about doing for such a long time, and finally, I actually got the chance to do it. So being able to cross that off my bucket list was something incredible, was something really special. And like I said, it's the real life version of Encanto. It's the real life inspiration. The crew of Encanto actually came to the Cocora Valley and they were so inspired by it. That's how they created the movie Encanto. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is our last day here in the Eje Cafetero because tomorrow we're going to somewhere else in Colombia, which I'm very excited to show you guys. But that's going to be it for Salento, that's going to be it for Finlandia, that's going to be it for this part of the country because we are about to go and embark on a new adventure in Colombia. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos here from the Eje Cafetero, the coffee region. It's actually a UNESCO heritage site. It's recognized by UNESCO as something that needs to be protected. So it is very, very special. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. But I can tell you now, there's going to be a lot more videos coming from Colombia. So make sure to stay tuned and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.